The following is a presentation of GeekGamer.tv. Geek Gamer Weekly is brought to you by Netflix Instant Streaming. Watch thousands of TV shows, episodes, movies, and more on your PC, Mac, iPad, iPhone, or TV absolutely instantly. All streamed to you by Netflix, saving you time, money, and hassle. For a free 30-day trial, please go to netflix.com/geekgamer. This is Geek Gamer Weekly, episode 240, recorded on Sunday, June 30th, 2013. New tech or new tech? Geek Gamer Weekly is brought to you by Presonus. This summer, they're offering a $30 instant rebate on some little things like the Presonus 2 Pre V2 and the HP4 headphone amplifier. They're both awesome pieces of equipment and can get them now while the summer's hot. For more information, please visit Presonus.com. Hey everybody, welcome again to another edition of Geek Gamer Weekly. This is the Uber podcast for geeks and gamers. Hopefully you're staying cool wherever you are right now. I am. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. We're having a great time here. This is episode number, 240. My name is Chase Nunes. I'm help orchestrating this chaotic cast of characters. First off, joining us, as always, he's a little late, but he is here. Mr. John Kessler. Hi, John.
Hi.
So why were you late today? Can you please explain to everybody watching why we did not start as scheduled at 6 o'clock? Can you tell us what happened?
Somebody laid down on his couch in the sweltering heat because he doesn't have air conditioning and promptly fell asleep on the couch. And somebody did actually try calling me to remind me, but the phone was in the bedroom on the charger.
Who would that be?
I think you called me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling in this air-conditioned studio?
Better. My headache's starting to go away.
See? You're not getting heat stroke. Is it nice and comfortable in here?
Just ducky.
Just ducky. Nice. Joining us as well from the Oregon Bureau of Technology, Gaming Research and Development, Mr. Joseph Falby. Hey, Joe, how is the weather down there in Oregon right now?
It's hot, but it's not unbearable. 90-ish, 91, I think it says right now. Yeah,
but you have
supposed to get warmer on Tuesday. It's supposed to be the warmest day.
But you do have air conditioning in the house, though, right?
Nope.
No. So, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's only 91. It's not.
It's not like you're in Arizona, right?
Yeah. It's not like it's 115. In Phoenix, which is probably what it is right now in Phoenix.
Right.
Of course, everyone down there has air conditioning.
Ugh.
It's 106 right now in Phoenix,
which is in the shade, right? That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. That's what they say. Hey, guess what? We have a very special guest this week.
Who is it? Tell us, Chase.
Now, I could give you guys this huge introduction, and I will. The thing is, this person has been gone from the internet broadcasting, podcasting, whatever word that you choose to use. He's been gone for what it feels like years. It's really only been about, I would say, maybe 3 months, maybe. I don't know. I've lost all track of time on this. However, he is back with a brand new venture. You see what I did there? Joining us from OK City, Mr. Jace Rossi. Hey, Jace, how are you, sir?
It's actually been 8 months.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
Yeah, so just like,
has it really been 8 months?
yes, almost.
Wow.
And I
That's it.
literally fell off the grid, so.
Well, at least you got yourself plugged back in.
Yeah, I decided to come back, and I spent a whole bunch of money. Now my wife's pissed. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, the problem is, Jace, you spent too much money on that World of Warcraft sign. That's the
okay,
problem.
you're gonna give me crap about the World of Warcraft sign, really? What do you want me to put up there? Oh, actually, this is gonna change because where the monitor is going to be a TV.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
so it'll be gone.
Should I ask you where you've been? Or as our good friend Kyle Seller from Canada, where have you been?
I worked at home for the longest time, and I actually went to another job and like worked outside the house. But like you, I am no longer employed.
Ruh-roh. That sucks.
Yeah.
So now, and I'll ask you this towards the end of the show. You're now working on a brand new venture.
Ah, yes.
And people can see that in the lower third called NewTech, NUTECH.TV.
Not the new Tech TriCaster, people. Just getting that out there.
It's a little confusing,
Yeah, I know.
but you're trying to use the short URL stuff, and
Yeah.
but no, very cool. I like the setup you got there behind you. I love the monitor. I love the off-center shot, and I think honestly, this is the first time you've ever been on our show in high definition. So
Yeah, which is funny because I'm using the same camera.
I know. Yeah, now I've made some upgrades over here. So
Yeah. I'm actually waiting for my Canon Vixias to come in, but
cool. Well, we are glad to have you back. Glad to have you not only back on our show, but really back in the world of internet broadcasting and podcasting and netcasting and audio recording on the computer, whatever you want to call it. Welcome back. We're glad to have you.
Thank you very
here.
much.
Yes. All right, you guys. Now, we have a modified format now, as you may or may not know. Did you know, John, we have a modified format for Geek Gamer Weekly now?
Yes.
Why don't you explain to everybody what our new modified format is?
Start of each week or each month.
The start of each month. Okay, go ahead.
You're gonna do the streaming game. Right, you're gonna play a game.
Okay,
streaming.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, that's Geek Gamer Retro. Good. All right, that's first thing. Go ahead.
And that's as far as I remember. That was it. I know you were trying to see if I was even somewhat paying attention.
Joe, you want to help out here? Do you know?
Sure. So, so the first one is gaming.
Yes.
Play a game. Yeah, we did GTA last time.
Yeah.
The second or I'm sorry. The second I'm losing track of what I'm saying. The second one is second Sunday of every month is more like traditional news, geeky, that sort of thing. Third one is pinball, and the fourth one, which is this one, is an AMA.
Yeah. Geek Gamer. What did I call it? I forget what I said.
I don't know.
I think
Geek Gamer's amazing.
No, Geek Gamer Review, Geek Gamer Tech. I don't know.
Oh, so you were trying to see if we remember. So
I was trying to get some assistance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all the help you can get.
so we got some great questions from the community. And if
Yep.
you want to be a part of this show in the future, you can send us questions weekly at Geek Gamer TV. You can tweet them to us at Geek Gamer TV. You can phone them in. You can Facebook them in. We pull them from everywhere. So we have lots of great members of the community. Yes. Yep.
I was gonna pull one out, but
Pull one what?
yeah, nothing. You said you're gonna pull them out of everywhere, and I was just
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
Although carrier pigeons, not an option.
Not an option. So, Jace Rossi, you've gotten pulled in to the QA episode. You're not playing a neat game with us.
Oh, I want to come back for that one.
You can come back for that one.
Okay.
Well, we'll play. What's
Guild Wars 2. You can play one of his games in the background.
No,
there.
we'll play Star Trek Online because we're all saps to buy that game.
I have the collector's edition. So.
Yeah, so do I. Yes, I have the. Do you have a lifetime subscription? I have one of those.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Yeah. So does Joe.
So does Joe.
And John, we can give you a month subscription. And
I don't think we got the collector's edition. We just got the lifetime.
Actually, I have the
subscription.
collector's edition.
Bad enough
I didn't
have
buy it in
both.
box. I don't think.
Did they refund you guys your money when they shut down the servers?
No, they're still going.
Oh,
Yeah,
Still?
it still runs.
Yeah, they're still
Yeah.
going. All right, guys, let's get to our very first question. Our first question came in from Steve via email, and this is what he wrote. He said, "My question is about the Xbox One. Don't worry, I'm not asking if you're either buying the PS4 or Xbox One. When the Xbox One was first announced, it would include the always-on feature. The hardcore and casual gamers absolutely hated this. Recently, Microsoft got rid of the always-on, and I noticed that gamers don't like this decision either. Why do most gamers not like Microsoft's decision to get rid of always-on if the gamers didn't like it in the first place? Can Microsoft be able to win over most gamers before the release of the Xbox One? Thanks for answering my question." This was Steve M. via email. Thanks for the question. And I'm going to kick it over to our guest first, see what he thinks, and then we'll work our way around. So, Jace Rossi, Xbox One, it's all you. What do you think, man?
Okay, so wait a minute. Now they're griping that they took it away.
Yeah, well, that's what gamers do, right? I mean, they like to complain.
Well, what do they want?
What?
they want a free Xbox.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing is, I think gamers want choice. Gamers love to have flexibility, right? Just like the whole used game debacle that we talked about last week on the show. They did a 180. Gamers like to have the flexibility to do things. I don't see why Microsoft just couldn't put a switch or some sort of software toggle to turn it on or off and let the gamers decide.
Maybe they're just upset that it took an outcry like that for the fact that they upset at the fact that they tried they did it in the first place,
Right.
and it wasn't until a big stink came up that they finally backpedaled.
Right.
And I think it's not I think they're just still mad about the fact that Microsoft had to backpedal to even try to attempt to save face on the whole deal.
True. Jace?
Or they just want a PS4, like Annie says in the chat room. Well, I think gamers have always been so finicky about crap like that. They sit there and they gripe to we don't want DRM, we don't want this, and then Microsoft turns around, does the 180, and is like, okay, we'll give you what you want, and then they're just like, nah, it's not good enough. We're just gonna gripe about that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is a lot of gamers are just like, okay, the 24-hour connection thing, where the Xbox had to ping back to Microsoft to say, hey, I'm here and I'm legit, is another way that they were trying to get around people modding the Xbox One, so you couldn't play backup games.
That's not the reason.
No, it was.
No,
that's one of the reasons.
That's not the reason.
Yeah, it is.
The reason.
Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. Remember with the original Xbox 360, that if you wanted to mod it and play backed up games or anything like that, you had to find a certain, DVD drive, and you had to flash the unit and everything like that.
Right.
Remember, they're using a standard Blu-ray drive in this one. You can get it off the shelf from anywhere. Okay, it's using just standard components. So with Blu-ray, if you get a Blu-ray burner and they crack the encryption for the discs, you can make copies all day long. Okay, well now they're going to go, okay, well, we have to figure out a way for it to ping back home, so it can go, oh, that's not an authentic copy. We're going to ban you from Xbox Live, but it was their way of babysitting everyone without having to sit there and go, okay, is this guy using legit copy or anything like that? It's just the server would take care of it.
See, the reason why that they had the phone home feature was one of the cool features that I thought was really neat was you can install your games onto the hard drive by default. So you'd go and buy, say, Madden 25, you would install it onto the hard drive, and then you would have your Xbox Live family of 10 friends, close friends, maybe not quite close friends. Yeah. And the way it would work is you would share that entire library of games that all of you have installed, and you could check them out at will, like a library. And the reason why that they had the 24-hour phone home feature was to make sure that, say, like if I had Madden 25 checked out, you couldn't check that out, essentially. Now, I've not heard this pirated game angle before. A little bit of baconish, conspiracy baconish, maybe.
It's not bacon.
I might be, but let's get back to the question about the always on. Now, Joe, Is this the always on where it would be constantly listening to the Xbox, or the Xbox would be listening to you to say always on, or Xbox on? Is that what this is about?
No, I think he's talking about the always on internet connection, and that people.
Oh, that
he says gamers didn't. Yeah, that in order to play, it had to
always
be continuously connected to the internet, which is what you were talking about.
Yeah,
the always on in terms of always powered. That's sort of a Microsoft says, oh, it's not always on. It's just always in standby. And when you want to talk to it, you say Xbox on, and then the Xbox will turn on, and you can start playing your Xbox, which means the Xbox has been listening the entire time and theoretically could be recording the entire time as far as that goes, especially with the stuff that's come out recently with NSA and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it could be recording all the time, recording video all the time. You may have no idea, and the only reason it starts interacting with you is because you tell it that you want to. It doesn't actually have a power button or a power switch. So, and you can't unplug the Kinect. The second part of this question is why do gamers not like the decision to get rid of it? I don't think anybody didn't like the decision to get rid of it. I can't think of a single gamer out there who said they liked always on. What they liked was that family share thing that you were talking about, and Microsoft saying, well, look, you either get this or you get that, is sort of like the parent who's all ticked off at their kids because their kids one-upped them on something, and now they're saying, well, if you don't like it that way, it's going to be this way, and now look, you've ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think the best solution for that is just to ruin it for Microsoft. Buy a PS4.
Go PS4.
I mean, if you're going to buy a next gen console, why support a company that obviously doesn't like gamers at this point, or doesn't care, or thinks they have so much control and authority they can do whatever the heck they want, which they pretty much do with everything. Don't support it. If you don't like what they're doing, don't support them. If you like what Sony's doing, support Sony. And next generation, it'll be reversed. Sony will have a console that is always on and has to be connected to the internet 24 hours a day, and Microsoft will have a console that doesn't and has all the gamer-friendly features, and we'll just jump ship again. I mean,
it was part of the problem here was Microsoft, I think, not conveying some of the features and the message very well. I mean, us on the PC that have been gaming for a long time, especially for Steam users, we're used to this kind of level of DRM. We're used to offline play. We're used to having all of our library digitally available to us no matter where we're at. Microsoft, they didn't convey the message very well. And by them not conveying that message very well, they got hit with a storm of irate gamers saying, hey, we don't want this. And Sony saw an opening. They took advantage of it, obviously, as any rival company would. And there you have it. So now they've had to backtrack on some of those changes. And because of those backtracking of the changes, some of the neat features that we were going to get with the Xbox One, we're not going to get now. Because, and I don't know if it's necessarily Microsoft's issue, but this is where they probably had to work with the content developers going, hey, we want to initiate this really neat library feature. And the content developer, right, all right, well, if you want to do that, we need to have some sort of protections on our side.
You know what, though? Don't put it on the content developers. Put it on the publishers.
Or publishers.
Because a lot of the developers would rather have it be in front of as many people as they can be. And the publishers are the ones who want it to be in as many people as they can be, provided those people are all paying $70 a pop to do it.
Right. You're right. Yep. Yep.
So put it on the publishers. Don't put it on the developers. The other thing, too, is comparing it to Steam, I don't think is really a fair comparison. Because for most PC gamers who have, say, $1,000, $1,200, even low-end boxes, $700 or $800 gaming systems, they have an internet connection all the time. They have high speed. The vast majority of PC gamers have some sort of broadband connection at home. I would say there are very few that don't. And all of the Steam subscribers do. They have to, pretty much, to make it work. With consoles, that's not the case. The majority may have broadband at this point, but it's certainly not all of them. And when you buy a Windows PC, you're not forced into Steam. When you buy an Xbox, you're forced into this system. So it's going a little too far, I think, for compared to some PC gamers, casual gamers who are playing on consoles, who are not. I mean, we all know when you get to the point where you're a diehard gamer, unless there's a console exclusive game, 9 times out of 10 you buy that game on PC instead of on console.
True.
So I don't think you can make that comparison fairly. Plus, the Steam system works a lot better. There is an offline mode. There wasn't going to be an offline mode for Xbox.
Well, that's what I said.
All these other kind of things. If
they implemented an offline mode, if they actually did those sort of things and tried to mirror it like the Steam model, I think it would have been a lot more receptive.
Microsoft flubbed the whole launch of this new console. They messed it up from the name being a stupid name to when they launched it, they launched the hardware and said, look at what a great media center it is. And everybody's like, who cares about the media center? We want a gaming system. And Microsoft's, no. It's a media center and a gaming system. You'll love this. Everybody's like, no. Stop with the media center, gaming system first. We'll get there.
Kessler?
It was the whole launch was completely messed up from the beginning. And whatever moron at Microsoft was involved in planning that should be fired if he hasn't already been.
John Kessler, you have the final word on this topic.
Those that should have been sacked, and those who sacked them have been sacked.
There you have it, folks. That's John Kessler. All right. All right. Here's the next question for us. Here we go. This came from.
That is a Monty Python quote. I thought it was. It's apparently in the credits for Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail.
Yes.
This question came in from Aaron M via Facebook. He says, "Do you think?" And this is a pinball related question. Do you think that in the future, companies who make pinball machines will branch out and make original themed tables, such as Medieval Madness and Tales of the Arabian Nights? Or are we going to be tied to a theme? Also would like to know if anyone has a dream theme that they would love to see turn into a table. I would like to know, what is your favorite pinball tournament format? I'm not a huge fan of the buy-in format where you have to pay every time you want to improve your score. I prefer pin golf, where a score is determined on a machine, and your goal is to hit that score in the fewest number of balls. That came from Aaron M. Via Facebook. So, Mr. John Kessler, since Jace went first last time, we'll start with you this time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think pinball companies, will make pinball machines and branch out and make original themed tables, or otherwise known as non-licensed tables?
What's Facebook?
Oh, God.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Not being, in the total
No, that's fine.
pinball crowd.
I know. That's why I wanted to ask you first.
I think, looking at the one, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Licensed table.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it would be actually, it wouldn't hurt them to be doing some of the licensed theme tables like that.
Yeah.
Because, that appeals, especially if they're using, material, like the Wizard of Oz, which is, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Older stuff, that appear, has appeals to a pretty broad range of people.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that.
And John spent.
And I'm spent.
I think what you're trying to say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but we got Stern and you got Jersey Jack, and there's other third-party manufacturers of pinball machines that are still left out that are new and upcoming. Part of the problem is when you're Stern or Jersey Jack, you want to go for the largest customer base possible, and right now licensing is selling.
Mm-hmm.
Tron, Transformers, Wizard of Oz,
AC/DC.
Avengers, AC/DC, Metallica. You have all these themed tables that, yes, they have to pay for a license for, but a lot of people will buy sight unseen. As we've seen lately, they will buy these tables sight unseen because of the collectability value and also the location pool. Especially in Europe.
The new Jersey Jack is going to be The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And they've already pre-ordered, I think have they already sold out of their collector's editions? It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But nobody has any idea what the table's going to look like. It's still at least a year and a half out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we've heard it from Gary Stern, the head man over there at Stern Pinball, that they may never take a chance on an unlicensed table again, just because of the fact that of the money that's involved, especially in manufacturing and labor costs.
It's a massive, just like anything. I mean, just like any new. That's why we're seeing so many repeat gaming titles on just regular video games. It's a massive investment to do all of that development work. Same thing goes for pinball machines. If they have something that works, Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever, it's not worth necessarily, at least they don't think it's worth, dropping everything and starting with something brand new, some brand new IP that may or may not succeed.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually kind of a bad thing. I mean, it's really kind of a sad point because
it is.
When somebody drops it and comes up with something entirely new, we get a game like The Last of Us, which is a new IP. I mean, it's still based in Zombieland, but it's a new IP, and it's been huge, massive, and games like Minecraft have been huge and massive, and so from the big players, at least in pinball, Jersey Jack and Stern being the two big players, I don't think we're ever going to see original tables again. Brand new content. It's not economically viable for them. From some of the small guys who are making a couple hundred tables or doing super small, one-off tables, that sort of thing. They can do whatever they want because they're doing it in their garage on their free time. And it's not a
small limited runs,
the center of their business.
Right. Yeah.
It's a hobby more. It's a paying hobby more than anything else.
John?
Well, with them going with the license stuff, because all the background content is there.
That's true. They
don't have to spend time trying to come up with artwork and all that. I mean, to a degree they do, but still they have plenty of background content to choose from.
And they're not popping out 5,000 or 10,000 machines, either. And you don't have multiple competitors either. I mean, we're not going to see Funhouse or Whirlwind or machines like that anymore. There's just no time or anything like that. Jace, I want to get you in on the competition. I mean, do you have a dream pinball machine? Do you have a game that you would love to see turned into a pinball machine? Or maybe have an original idea or something?
I agree with everything you guys said. If I wanted one made, a game, I would want a Half-Life one.
A Half-Life pinball.
Yeah.
That could possibly work. Portal might be a great property as well. You have ball disappearing in one area and popping out.
You already have a Portal. Chase, there's already a Portal pinball game out there. It's called Spectrum.
Stop. You want Spectrum in every single tournament. You want Spectrum everywhere. I mean, come on.
It's that trolling thing.
I know.
Love the idea of it's like
we should throw it in there.
CS tournaments where I've picked a map that was just completely terrible for a tournament. Everybody complains and moans, and I'm like, nope, screw it. I would have changed it if you guys had said, hey, could we use a different map? But since you came up and said this is terrible and the worst thing ever, now we're definitely using it.
Well, we said at E3 last year that we would love to see Jersey Jack make a Minecraft-themed pinball machine. Well, I mean, we said it to him, and he's just like, what's Minecraft? But that's okay. The final part of Aaron's question here that I want to make sure we get to is he would like to know what is our favorite tournament-style format. He's not a huge fan of the buy-in format, also known as Herb, also known as Pump and Dump. He likes pin golf. John, now, you didn't show up to hang out with us as we ran our tournament at the Northwest Pinball and Arcade Show in Tacoma. You're MIA. You're not answering your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You were not calling us back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any of the tournament formats?
No,
I didn't think so.
Next,
Joe, what's your favorite tournament format?
I would say that I'm not sure, the match play format that we used at this last one, I think that was really good at being a player in it. I think worked out really, really well. This idea of pin golf, that's kind of an interesting idea.
Oh, it's been around for a while.
I don't know. Yeah, I know I've heard of it before, but it's kind of an interesting idea, but I don't know. I don't know. I think the match play is really good because it gets you playing competitively from the start, which is really where the fun is in that tournament play. Playing with other people on the same machine and really seeing how you stack up against others, and then being able to, while one guy's playing, there's 3 other guys that are standing there talking about what he's doing and whether he's doing a good job, and the camaraderie and getting to know people that way, I think was really, really good. It was sort of like a meet and greet over pinball, which I think was great.
Yeah, I agree with you tremendously. I'm a big fan of match play format. That's why I go to Pinburg. Past couple of years, you pay one fee, one price, and you're playing a line of games, and it's a 2 to 3 day tournament. What we did was in a couple of sessions, but I love those formats. I prefer those over pump and dump because really those pay per entry tournament formats, yes, you could have a 1 or 2 off person, but I don't think it favors. It only favors the ones that have the deeper pocketbooks, and the ones that are not so good, they're just really funding the better players and making the prize roll better for them. It's kind of like poker tournaments and rebuys. I'm not a fan of those. I like one shot, one deal type situations. So
just keep buying until your luck changes.
Yes, right. Jace Rossi, you get the final word on this. Favorite tournament?
I'll just say everything you guys say because that sounds good.
All right, fair enough.
I don't play pinball. So.
You don't play pinball ever? Nope. There's not even a machine out where you're at all?
I don't know. We don't have any arcades out here.
Oh, I bet you could find pinball in Oklahoma City. If you got basketball, you got pinball.
I don't like sports, but.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah.
You're that guy. Next question comes in here from Bill via email. He says, I was wondering what your take is on the future of PCs in gaming. PC sales continue to trend downward in favor of other form factors. When do you think we'll see a noticeable shift in gaming publishers' releases? And do you think tablets or consoles will win, assuming the desktop laptop form PCs don't somehow revive themselves? Jace Rossi, I'll let you go first on this one.
Wow. Let's see. How do I want to answer this one? I think consoles and tablets are going to be they're going to be around. I mean, they're just really popular right now. I think they're going to go through phases to where they're all the rage and then they'll kind of die off. See, that's what happens with the PC. The PC stays kind of right where it is the whole time, and it goes down a little bit, but people just get new shiny things like new consoles or tablets, and they attach themselves to that. I think as far as mobile gaming, especially with some of the developers and stuff being bought out and shut down and everything like that, I think that they're seeing that it's not all about the Facebook games or mobile stuff and everything like that. I see PC sales actually going up more, and not the sense of like Dale and everything like that. I see more people actually learning how to build their own. I mean, it's so simple now to do it. You can't really screw it up. It's all color coded.
That was going to be kind of my question. When they say, "Oh, PC sales are down," how are they judging that? Is that off pre-made, pre-configured PCs off the shelf, or are they looking at I think a better gauge of that would be chip sales. I mean, yeah. if you start looking at chip, obviously, if you're building a new box, you need chips. So if they were to look at combined sales between AMD and Intel, that'd probably give a better gauge of whether or not the PC market's really dying or not, or even Nvidia and AMD with their video cards.
I mean, you can take a look at like Alienware, Falcon Northwest, the Origin, the people who make the Voodoo box. I mean, those are all high-end gaming machines that people who don't want to spend the time to learn to build it and are going to pay twice as much. Those are the ones that are declining. If you go to Newegg, I'm sure they'd probably tell you a totally different story, because I've seen more people come to me even be like, hey, it's like, I want a new computer. I want to upgrade it. I don't want to buy a Dell. I don't want to buy an Alienware. I don't want to buy any of that. How easy is it to build it? And especially now, I mean, even with AMD and ATI, I mean, you can buy chips that have it all integrated in one, which is not the best thing. It's kind of like onboard video, but it's better than that.
Yeah.
And, but they're making it so just drop it in and go. I mean, they're just making it so simple now. And I agree with John. I don't think they're declining as in, PCs are going away. I mean, I think the brand name manufacturers are going, hey, we're kind of losing market. Well, it's not because you're losing market. You're just losing your sales because you're way overpriced, and it's a lot easier to just go to Newegg and do it yourself.
Yeah. Or, you're not, other than when you're going to, like you said, Alienware or Origin and stuff, you just can't go buy a gaming box off the shelf. And, and how often are big corporations replacing their PCs? Not too often.
Especially with Windows 8.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there was a huge rush for corporations to go out, replace all their PCs and run Windows 8. Windows 7 was probably holding for a bit.
We're going to see Windows 7 out there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Windows 7 is now the XP.
Yeah.
if you will. I mean, really, there's always going to be a shift, especially now with the next-gen consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4, where those are built on x86 architecture.
Yep.
Now, I think we're going to see, we might even see a little bit of a resurgence in PC gaming, just because I believe it'll be a little bit easier for the developers to port games more to the PC.
That's what I always never understood with these bad Xbox ports. If you go and look at how an Xbox 360 game is developed, it's done on a PC. All they do is just remap the controls, for the Xbox 360. But everything is done and designed on a PC. Why are the ports so horrible?
Because they don't optimize them. That's why.
That's a lazy developer.
Well, but that's what it is. I mean, when they're creating the games, they're optimizing them for the biggest market that they see. And the consoles. So they're optimizing it for the consoles, and when it gets ported over to the PC, it's not optimized for the better hardware. It's not optimized for the better chipsets, graphics, even controls. Down to controls, it's not even optimized for. We've seen that many times. I mean, remember the Halo port? My God, that was awful. So yes, but I think we're going to see a resurgence. I don't think tablets or consoles will win per se. I mean, they'll have their markets. I mean, like, I love my tablet for like Pinball Arcade. It's perfect for that. I like having the high res. It works great in my hands. I don't see myself playing that kind of game on the computer. First person shooters, I'm going to play that on the PC. I get much better control with a keyboard and mouse, better graphics, better immersion. Better everything. Joe, we're going to leave you with the last word on this one. What do you think? What's your take?
So, he makes the issue I have with this question is he makes the assumption that PC sales are slumping in comparison to tablets and consoles, and I don't think that's necessarily true. The other thing I think we're seeing a lot more laptops and notebooks being sold today than we have in the past, and that's because the prices have come down and people like the portability. Tablets, I think, are getting more popular, and obviously, I mean, with the iPad and the Android tablets and the Windows Surface tablets and stuff like those, we're going to see those get more popular and potentially more usable in terms of actual use, and we're going to see games oriented towards them. All of those casual play, ridiculous games you can get on Facebook are going to be on those. But what we're seeing is the tail end of the last gen of consoles right now. Consoles are sloping off a little bit, and we're going to see it pick back up with the next generation. We see this every single time the generation of consoles gets old. PC sales pick up, PC games get more popular, there's more out there, because their developers want to make a game that looks as good as it can. And right now, we're waiting on 6-year-old consoles to make a better console game.
Yeah.
So they can make a game that looks spectacular. I've been playing the new Tomb Raider game. I know it's not super new, but I've been playing it recently, and I cannot get over how good it looks. It's beautiful on my PC. I haven't seen it on a console, but I can't imagine it looks anywhere close. So we're waiting for that new generational leap. Now, when that happens, we're going to see a whole bunch of people go back to consoles. We're going to see PC sales drop again a little bit. But the nice thing about PCs is in a couple more years, when the consoles are now 3 or 4 years old, we're going to see PC sales start picking up again. We're going to see more developers go that direction. Yeah. So hopefully we're like I said, this is something that I know we've seen all the time. This happens regularly.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it works. PC gaming is never, ever going to go away. There's too many people like me. There's too many people like Chase. There's too many people like Jace. I think you game, right? And there are a few people like John.
He's got nothing behind him. Nothing at all.
No.
Don't look at that.
Well, all I saw was The Sims, but it looks like he hit it now.
And a few people like me. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, John, you play Eve, which is...
John, have you played...
We'll
wait.
you into the MMORPG
Stop
group.
for a minute. Stop for a minute. Stop.
What?
John, have you played anything other than Eve in the last week?
No, but
There we go.
But
There we go.
At the
John,
same
all right,
time,
John.
ask me
There's
how much.
enough-
Wait.
How much time have I? How many times did I log into Eve this last week?
How many?
3.
So you had times to play other games.
No. Yeah, but okay. There's 3 times I logged in, but it was like I was just doing. I was probably logged in maybe an hour at the most on any one of those. Jeez.
All right.
But it's not like I was logged in every night for 4 hours.
Go ahead, Joe.
But
Yeah.
there's enough people who are diehard PC gamers and want and prefer always keyboard and mouse. I mean, I was using the example of Tomb Raider earlier. It's a game that was really made for controllers. But I played it with my Xbox controller for a little bit on the PC and decided that I didn't like it. So now I used a keyboard and mouse, and it was way, way better. Aiming was faster, all that kind of stuff. So I think there's enough people who are real PC gamers who they'll play a console for a little bit, they'll play exclusive games on the console, but when it comes back to it, when they actually want to play a game and spend a lot of time into it and have a lot of fun with it, they're going to come back to a PC because that's the best platform for gaming. And I'm not saying PC is in Windows PC. I mean PC is in personal computer. I don't care if it's a Mac or a Windows box or if you have a Ubuntu box running Steam on that.
Yep.
Whatever. Something with a keyboard and mouse that you can sit down at and play. There are enough people out there who are diehard gamers of that style of play that it's never going to go away.
We're not biased here. No, not us. No. No, we love all games.
No, I think consoles are great for some of their applications.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I haven't turned on any of my consoles in months, but years. But I'm thinking about
Actually,
up that,
Joe's right. Years.
It has been years. I'm thinking about picking up that Last of Us game for PS3 because it looks really good and the reviews have been spectacular. And
Joe, it's good.
I don't have any
It's really
qualms
good.
about
Okay.
doing it.
It's really good.
So
It's good. No, I have
other
it.
than
It's good.
spending $70 on a game, $60 on a game, whatever it is.
All right.
I can't wait for a Steam sale for my PS3. So.
Let's move on to our next batch of questions. These are really quick questions. This came in from Mavic in our community forums. 3 quick questions. 1, can you please play one late night for the next Geek Gamer Retro? We'll take a look, I guess.
Single player game.
Oh, well, we'll take a look.
Yeah.
2, what is Chase's middle name? I'm not telling you. And 3rd, do you plan on posting more AppView shows? AppView was a show. It was if you want to call it a pilot show about app development from the developer's point of view, and went in depth about it. And I got a lukewarm reception from it, so I don't know if I'm going to bring it back or not. But it is an option. It's out there as an option. No big questions there for everybody, so I'm just going to move on to the next one. Here's the next question. This comes from Nate from Iowa. He gave us this question over the phone. What is our favorite RPG video game? A nice, simple question.
Are we just going to skip John on this one because we already know the answer?
Well, no, we may not, but we'll come back to John. We'll start with our guest, Jace. Jace, what's your favorite RPG video game
Of all time.
of all time? Well, actually, it's just your favorite. I didn't say all time, but I think that's what he's getting at.
All right. I won't say WoW just because it's not my complete favorite.
Yeah.
There was actually a game that was on, I'm going to go way back here, on the Nintendo. It was called Crystalis or Crystalis.
Crystalis, I think it was.
Yeah. And I'd just say that's probably my favorite, just because I literally remember playing that game. I bought it 3 times because literally the cartridges just stopped working. And I remember trying to find on BBSs at that, like trying to find like walkthroughs or someone like help of some sort for that game, because it was just incredibly difficult. And yeah, I want to say that one's probably my all-time favorite.
All right. Joe, what is your favorite RPG?
I don't have one.
You've never played an RPG ever?
Oh, no. I didn't say that. I said I don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite.
RPG just really isn't my
Yeah, I know. It's not
game type of choice. So I've played a bunch. I played WoW, Star Trek Online a little bit, Guild Wars 2. I tried the Trial of Eve, but I got run over by a bulldozer. There's a
that learning
graph.
curve.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. That's
Anyway,
awful.
What else? Diablo 2, I've played those. I never played Diablo 3. RPGs, I did play a couple of the Mass Effect games. I haven't played 3 yet, but I've played 1 and 2. I've heard 3 is really good until you get to the end and then just stop. I don't know. That's really hard. A lot of games now, though, single player games or first person shooter games, have grabbed parts of the RPG environment, the RPG system, where you can upgrade your guns, you can upgrade your capabilities, you can upgrade stuff like that. And I kind of like that, but I don't really like just straight RPGs. Probably the last RPG that I really, really had a good time with and spent quite a bit of time playing was actually Kingdom Hearts 1 for the PS2. So I'm going to say that was the Kingdom Hearts series is probably the one that I really want to go back to. I was actually just the other day looking up PS2 emulators so I could go back and give it a try. So I'm gonna go with that as being my favorite, at least content wise. I had a really good time with it. I liked the music. I liked the content. I liked the gameplay. It was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with that one. So I'm gonna go with Kingdom Hearts, just in general.
I have a couple of answers. I mean, I've played a lot of RPGs. They're not my cup of tea either. I mean, especially MMORPGs, not my cup of tea at all. However, there were a couple of games that really I could not wait to play, like getting home from school and wanting to play and forget about homework. One of them was on the Super Nintendo. It was Legends of Zelda: Link to the Past. That game, just phenomenal. Just so good. It was so good. The sound was excellent. It was just so good. And then when I got a PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy VII. If I remember correctly, it came on 4 discs. Or was that PlayStation 2? I don't remember. But it was a PlayStation. Final Fantasy VII. It came like on 4 discs, and it was just, I think it was PlayStation 2. It was, that game was awesome. So yeah, I mean, I would say those are my favorites. I don't really have one on the PC. Never really got into RPGs on the PC at all. I have played, obviously, Star Trek Online. I did try WoW. I really haven't tried Eve. Who's calling me? I should mute my phone.
Yes, you should.
I have to mute this phone. Oh.
Where is it?
It's my dad. It's my dad. See? See? All right. Talking about games. Yeah. See? Anyway,
next.
So yes, but on the PC, didn't really get into RPGs much on the PC. I mean, I haven't really, honestly, I haven't tried Eve. I haven't given it a full shot. I'm afraid, though, if I ask John for assistance, that it would be so over my head, it's not even funny. But anyway, John, I'm going to let you finish off this question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll surprise us. Maybe you won't. But what is your favorite RPG video game?
You know, that is a hard one because, I mean, currently, yes, it's Eve.
Yeah.
But, you've seen me at times.
Yeah.
What RPG?
Diablo.
Yeah. Diablo 2.
Diablo 2.
Oh, I was going to say Pokemon.
No. Diablo 2. And I did play quite a bit of the Guild Wars when the original Guild Wars when it came out. I really liked the, I thought Guild Wars when it came out was just a beautiful looking game.
Yeah.
And there was some cool graphics in that. I haven't, and I have not played Guild Wars 2 or the Diablo 3, but yeah. I mean, the old Diablo D2, that was
okay. So your favorite, is it Diablo or is it Eve? Well, what would it be between the two if you had to be forced on a deserted island and you did have internet, because I know Eve's not good without internet, what game would you pick?
Boy, deserted on an island, it'd have to be Diablo because you could play Eve granted, playing by yourself in Eve can get kind of boring.
All right.
I mean, there are missions, but it's always fun to play with more people. You can, bang around pretty good solo in Diablo.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
Next question coming in. What is our favorite pinball machine? Kind of like your deserted island pin. I'll actually start first. I would have to say my favorite, Funhouse. I love that machine. I could play it forever. I also like Tron. Tron's a close second at this point. John, do you have a favorite pinball machine at all?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, well, no. I actually said I do. I don't mind playing Whirlwind.
Whirlwind, you like
Yeah.
Whirlwind? Okay, especially if it's a hot summer day.
Yep.
Yep.
That fan blowing on you.
Yeah. Joe, what about you?
That's a what? No, it's not Black Hole. I mean, Black Hole's fun, but I'm gonna say
Spectre.
what?
No, what was the one
No,
you guys?
it's not Spectrum.
Spectrum.
No, I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of the other table now. One's Twilight Zone, and the other one is
Addams Family?
No, they're completely different. They couldn't be more different. I can't think of the other one. I'll think of it in like 10 minutes, and I'll just yell it out.
You'll
and you
blurt
guys
it
will be
out.
like, what the heck was that? Yeah,
Right.
and you got So, but yeah, the Twilight Zone's actually one. I really like Twilight Zone. I think it's a great game. There was another game that I also really liked, but I can't think of what it's called.
All right. Jace Rossi, do you have now I know you said there's no pinball in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But if you could think through all the times you've actually played, do you have a favorite machine? Like if you saw on location, you're like, I gotta go play. Sorry, Annie, I gotta go play.
The only one I can remember actually just playing, I don't remember if it was the first Terminator one or the second one.
T2. It
Yeah.
was T2.
Yeah.
That was actually the second machine ever made with a dot matrix display.
Nice.
Yeah. First one was
I'm
Gilligan.
going to go with that one.
Cool. All right.
Theater of Magic.
Theater Magic, yes. Great game. Shoot for
Told
the
you it would
magic
take me a
box. Shoot for the magic box. No, good game. Good games. All of them. All of them are great. This might be the last question. Yep, we have one final question. Thank you for making this a great Q&A episode. We do have some picks, so don't go away. Final question comes in from Joe. This came from the chat room. Asking, how much would it cost to send the GGTV crew to Minecon in Florida? As I think this might be really a directly focused at Chase question, since I kind of know the finances of how things work. It will cost $1 bajillion. Is that about right, Joe Falby? This was not you, right? You didn't submit this question, right?
No, I didn't submit the question.
Okay.
I don't think it'll cost $1 bajillion. I would hope it would be less than that.
It's gazillion.
I would
gazillion.
I would guess gazillion. I would guess it would be less than that as well.
Oh, okay.
I would say probably
A few thousand.
I was gonna say, well, because you got to figure flights for four people,
Yeah.
round trip to Florida,
Yeah.
Hotel or some kind of,
Accommodations. And then tickets
accommodations.
to Disney World.
Yeah, ticket. Well, I mean, tickets to wherever, all those kind of. I would say it'd probably be probably a little less than $5,000. I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, it would depend a lot on flights and availability.
Yeah.
That's what it would really come down to.
Yeah. Especially when we're all on the West Coast and Minecon's on the East Coast.
we could just road trip it.
Now we could.
That would be a long road trip.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? My Jetta does get really good gas mileage.
It can be done.
That would be awesomely uncomfortable for 4 people.
Hey, no. I have a trailer. I have a tent pop-up trailer.
No.
And we could sleep.
No.
So if you could do New York in 2.5 days, so probably 3 days to Florida.
How fast are you going? How fast are you going, John?
What?
How fast are you going?
We drove my van again from here in Washington to New York in 2.5 days. 2 people driving nonstop.
How many hours per? Oh yeah, nonstop. You
one
did
person.
shift.
Yeah, one person. We didn't. Yeah, one time we stopped was gas.
And food.
We cooked on the way.
Oh my God, that's right. Because you're
in the car.
No, when we pulled over.
Yeah, when the cop pulled you over for speeding.
So you didn't just stop for gas. You also stopped for food, like Chase said.
Okay. Well, we ate when we were stopped for gas. Yeah.
I would do a road trip.
But over 2 days, I mean, 2 days isn't too bad. It would probably take 3 or 4 days.
I would do a road trip to like L.A.
Probably 4 or 5 days.
L.A. I think like us 3 or 4, we could do a road trip to L.A. But I wouldn't want to do one
I've done that.
Florida. Florida is, I think,
Florida's
too far.
a little too far. So we road trip down to L.A. and take the train across.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, I've done the drive from. Well,
actually, at that
obviously
point,
you
it's
have
probably
two
more
J's.
expensive than just flying.
To answer Joe's question fairly, while I would love Minecon for us to go there, probably is about $5,000. I would say the only thing is though, I think I'd rather. I don't know. I think I'd rather take that kind of funding and put it into something like PAX or even CES, things like that, where you have a bigger scope. I mean, Minecon is good, but usually nothing really big comes out of Minecon that you would get out of an E3 or a CES or something. So I don't know. I'd have to.
Well, I don't know. It depends. This year, depending on how they're timing it, it's timed right for the API release of Minecraft to be announced there. I mean, there are some potentials.
Yeah, that's true.
But the other thing too is at least for us, Minecraft Me gets more attention than this show does.
Now I'm depressed.
And CES is relatively cheap because it's just in Vegas.
All right, so let's go to Minecon then, I guess. John will be our Cameron Man, and we got Cameron Man, and we got Cameron Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on now to what we like to call our picks of
texture packs, right?
Texture pack picks of the week.
Yeah.
These are neat technology related or gaming related items that we'd like here on the show. And let's start off with our special guest, Jace Rossi. Jace, what is your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is State of Decay, which is an Xbox 360, Xbox Live Arcade game. Developed by Undead Labs. Now, I've actually followed this game since they kind of like the whole DayZ thing came out and was gaining traction. And to explain it, it's really cool because they took like elements from Grand Theft Auto and they took like RPG and then they kind of mixed in like an open world type thing with like you're gonna shoot me for this, but almost The Sims. Just I know you're like, what?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You're breaking up there, Jace. Go ahead.
Yeah, The Sims. I know. Because like you can make like your own gardens and decorate things, kind of thing. I know. It's kind of like that, but when I went to get it, I was just like, okay, it's $20. It's not $60, $70. So I was like, okay, well, if I get a few hours of enjoyment out of it, it'd be fine. And I'm literally, it's like 21 hours, I think. I'm not even halfway done. I mean, I'm not playing like for 7-8 hours a day, but the game is just awesome. It was more awesome than I thought it was going to be. There was a couple issues. They just released a patch for it that they had some screen tearing issues, but they fixed that. It is going to be released on PC. Some people said today, but I didn't see if it came out. It could be tomorrow or sometime next week. It's supposed to be coming out. The thing that attracted me to it was that it's literally like playing Grand Theft Auto with zombies. That was the coolest part. Almost a little Dead Island in the sense of like you can combine things and make how you make weapons, things like that. It is single player. It's not multiplayer. That was kind of a bummer, but I guess multiplayer might be coming. I don't know. I didn't hear much about that. I've played DayZ and I've played, well, War Z at the time that it was called. Now I think it's called Infectious Survivor Story or something like that. Rip-off. That's another term. But this was different. I was really surprised that they didn't go the whole way of completely copying DayZ or anything like that. And I like the mission system is a lot like RPG. There's RPG elements of it, as far as like picking certain things that your guy is better at, like building up stats and that. One of the other cool things is the car combat. Like if a zombie like actually jumps on your hood or your door, you have to like get them off. It can cause you to crash. There's still a couple of bugs as far as like hit detection and stuff like that. Driving around is just as fun as Grand Theft Auto. It does have that weird, like if you go too fast, it gets kind of crazy. You know how it is in GTA 4.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
it kind of has that. But I just thought it was real for $20. It looks great. You get a lot of content, a lot of game, and it's literally, I mean, I'm playing it and I'm enjoying it for $20. I mean, they could have charged 40 and I would have bought it.
Well, once it comes out on the computer, I think I'll pull the trigger on it because it's something that I like this genre. I've been playing Last of Us, and that's really good. And I'm gonna start streaming that here probably this week or next week. And
just make sure Ellen Page doesn't know.
Yeah, it's true. But no, great pick, man. Great pick. You can grab that on Xbox Live Arcade, and it'll soon be coming out on PC. Awesome.
Yes.
All right, Mr. John Kessler here in the studio.
Yes.
What is your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is the latest series from Raymond Feist. I haven't read any previous stuff of his. I was aware of him, and he did the Rift War, much of the Rift War stuff. This latest one is the Chaos War Saga, which it's a continuation of that series of that world that he created in that. In 2011, the first book was Kingdom Besieged. Last year, the second book in the little saga came out with A Crown in Peril. And this year, Magician's End, and I've actually about a week ago finished Magician's End. It's a pretty good series. Like I said, I hadn't read any of the previous stuff. I didn't know some of the characters. They had a bunch of returning ones. Namely, there was one character called Pug. In the book, he was one of the head magicians. Yeah. So if anybody has read any of the Rift War stuff, or any of his previous stuff, they'll probably like this Chaos War.
Cool. Awesome. And there you go. The only link that we really have is a wiki. We couldn't find anything.
Well, I didn't want anything I didn't necessarily want something off Amazon or Barnes & Noble. I was trying to find something more of something from the editor or more of a dedicated site, and I just couldn't find anything. And unfortunately, like this site, they show that Magician's End release date 2013. If you scroll down, they don't even have it in that third the third list yet.
Yeah, it's not even edited in yet.
Yeah. Release date. I mean, it was just out the 5th of this month, the 5th of this month.
Right.
I've already read
it. All right. It's called the Chaos War Saga, and we have a link in the show notes to the wiki.
Yeah.
So
sorry guys, but that's all I can come up with.
It's okay. All right, Joe Falby, what's your pick of the week, sir?
So I'm going to continue my RC theme from last week and talk about something else that I think is really cool. And that is this, it's from there's a YouTube series out there that's really, really good for RC stuff called Flight Test. If you haven't watched it, you should go check them out. They're totally worth it. Entertaining, informative, worthwhile shows. I've been watching them a lot recently. Anyway, they've come out with a series of scratch build plans and planes. So these are aircraft. They make this kit, and I'm going to talk about specifically about this 3-pack kit. So you can buy this kit. It comes with, these are the actual plans for it. Enough materials and pre-laser cut pieces of paper, pieces of foam board for 3 different airplanes. It doesn't come with any electronics, but you can build those 3 different airplanes basically for $33. Gives you the foam. The electronics, if you buy them from a place like Hobby King, is another $30 or so. For $60, you can get one airplane that has a power pack you can move to the other 2 airplanes. So you basically get 3 different flyable models, and these are designed to step you up as you get more experience flying. I have no idea what Chase is doing over the video.
Sorry,
I might be the only one who can see that.
No, it's me.
So, okay. So that's the first part, is this 3-pack. Now the 3 airplanes are called, I can't remember them ever. They're called the Nutball. That's this one. It's kind of a round shape, you can see. And this is the swappable Flyer. See, more of a Delta, standard style wing shape. And this is a Delta, actually. And like I said, they're designed to be easiest to fly, slightly more difficult to fly, more advanced.
So, Joe, are these? Help me out here. Are these radio controlled, or are these just paper airplanes?
If you're getting into RC, you can pick up this kit, and it's available in 2 different. Well, first of all, from their website, you can download the plan. So if you want to cut it out of foam board yourself, you can do that. Or you can buy these kits, and they come in 2 different methods. One is directly from Flight Test, just the foam only, no electronics. Recently, another company called Laser Toys has become approved to sell these kits with electronics. So for $88, you can get all of the electronics for the actual airplane except the radio set, the receiver, and the transmitter. But as we saw last week, for another $50, you can get a really, really nice radio. And actually, you can get a pretty good one from Hobby King for about $30. So for around $110, you can be into RC planes, building them yourself, starting them up yourself, with a good starter plane and 2 progressively more difficult planes to really get you going. And it's a great deal, a great setup, a great little package you can pick up. And I'm actually, like I said, I bought the 3-pack. I bought the foam version. I didn't buy the electronics because I already had some electronics here I can use in them. I'm going to put these together, and Chase, next time I come up there, you're going to fly the Nutball. And maybe you won't crash it this time.
Oh, this looks good.
Like the last RC plane I
like this, man. This looks really cool, and and it looks like it's very durable too. At the same time,
yeah, they're made out of. So the foam board they make out of. Whenever they talk about it, they say it's Dollar Tree foam board. So if you break anything or if anything goes bad, you run down to one of the cheap dollar stores, you pick up an entire sheet of foam board, and you can remake one of these entire planes using the plans they give away for free from that one sheet of foam board. So if you're willing to cut it yourself and do all that work yourself, you can make one of these planes for $1.
Nice.
So pretty cool. I've like I said, I've just started putting them together. I want to get them all set up, get them ready to go, and the next time I come up there, bring them up and have you fly, and hopefully you can progress to the point where you're flying the Delta by the end of a weekend or a couple weeks.
I like it. Very cool. Well, thank you, Joe. I love your picks. They're very good, and I can't wait for you to have you come back up here so I can fly one of these real simple 3-packs Flyer. I love it. I want to try it.
And if he crashes it only costs you $1.
That's right. It's gonna be cheap.
Right. It's made of cheap material, and I mean it's you actually spend almost as much on tape if you have to fix it as you do on foam board. So
my pick of the week is an appliance. It's one of those things that, you know what, I love, and it's making it possible to do this show. You might be thinking, Chase, is it the Mac Pro? Is it Wirecast? Is it
those aren't appliances?
Well, I know. Well,
a washing machine's an appliance.
Yeah.
Refrigerator's an appliance.
You've already done the Personas.
I've already done the Personas. The
That's
Personas
not
isn't an
appliance
appliance
either.
Yes, it is. My pick this week is the AF
It's a blender.
S125RX. It's very great marketing term. It is a Sharp air conditioner. It's a window air conditioner. It does have the Energy Star seal of approval. It's got 3 different fan speeds, 4-way direction. It's got a permanent washable filter. And I gotta say, this thing is awesome. Now, right behind Mr. John Kessler there, over his left shoulder, is the unit itself. And it's working right now. And you don't hear it. It's that good. No, actually, we have our audio tweaked a bit so you don't hear it. But the reason why I went with this particular model is this was a Consumer Reports editor's choice. I bought it at Costco. So if you ever bought anything at Costco, if you have any major issues, you can always take it back to them. But I'm not going to. This thing has been working great. It's a very comfortable. Now, when we started the show earlier, it was 90 degrees outside. This studio has been at a comfortable 70 degrees. It's 12,000 BTUs, British thermal units for kids. And the best thing about it is it's not only keeping this room cool, it actually keeps the whole this whole wing of the house cool. John, what are you trying to do over there?
Chilling my mic.
You're chilling the mic.
Yes.
So the way it works is it actually pops into your window. It's a window air conditioner. So if you have you just slide your window open, you pop it in the window, you close the window. Now, the thing is, though, I have vertically opening windows, not your traditional horizontally opening windows. So I had to build a frame for it. But yeah, it sits inside the window. There's another half that sits outside in the back where the radiator is. And this thing is awesome. It's keeping it nice and cool in here. As John said at the beginning of the show, how are you feeling, John? How's it feel in here?
Just ducky.
Yes. You can get it at Costco for, I believe I got it for $2.20. And it's great. And thank God I have one of these, because otherwise we would not be doing a show. We would not be doing a show. It'd be way too hot. And Tuesday, it's supposed to be worse. So, but yes, I don't have any cardboard installed. I actually went back and modified it. I got plywood in there. It's not cardboard, people. Nope, cardboard. So that's my pick of the week. It's a Sharp air conditioner. I love it. There we go.
It's quite sharp.
Yes. Now, before we get out of here, Mr. Jace Rossi, so obviously you're back in the fold. You're now doing some podcasting. Not broadcasting. Yes.
Podcasting.
Yes. But yes, what are you doing? What is NewTek.tv? What are you planning on doing over there? Is it going to be a World of Warcraft Sims stuff, or what are you doing?
Exactly. We're going to stream World of Warcraft 24/7.
Oh, no one's done that before.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, shut up over there. We're not talking to you. That's my wife. Now, what we're going to be doing, besides it being obviously so close to NewTek, the TriCaster people, I'm kicking myself in my butt for naming it that now.
Yeah. Well, you can always change it. You haven't launched officially.
True, and I might do that. I'm just saying,
that is kind of yeah.
It's nude tech.
Nude tech.
Yeah.
No.
If anything, it's Nuttic.
Nuttic.
We can do it that way.
Nuttic.
No, the thing about it is when I did Interwebs Radio and my stuff for geekinvaders.com, stuff like that, I was doing it as like a business model, and it worked sort of. It came out all right. But I think this time around, I just want to have fun with it. So we're probably going to have 2 shows that are going to be launching. We're going to have like YouTube videos, because I still get tech stuff all the time, and they don't want written reviews. They want video stuff now. So, which is why I built this lovely set and spent $800 on stuff that still hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well, it's long shipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with this, we're going to actually just have fun with it. And if we get sponsors, or money or anything like that from it, like, hey, we'll invest it back into the website and the equipment and everything like that. I'm not aiming for that. I'm just aiming to. I just missed the actual fun of broadcasting, especially when E3 was happening. That's what happened. Is I got the bug during that.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I wish I could broadcast right now and like talk about E3 stuff like we did
last year,
and then Chase didn't get to go this year because he got denied. And,
I can't believe. Now you're making me feel like all like.
Yeah, but everyone got denied, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're GameTrailers.com.
So when is NewTech.tv going to launch?
Whatever it's going to be called is going to be launched on August 2nd.
August 2nd.
Yeah, we'll have a show on Friday nights and Saturday nights.
Very cool.
It's going to be the 2 nights, and we'll probably if the actual live show that we got, what's one on Saturday, if it actually goes the way we want, we may do it 3 nights a week. Because it's not going to be like, this is what we're talking about segments. It's not going to be broke up like your guys' show. It's going to be more like just, turn on the cameras and just BS about whatever we want to, take calls, pull people in, things like that.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, whatever it's going to be called, yes. You can follow, we can follow you. We know this won't change. You can follow Jace on Twitter at Jace Rossi, JaseRossi. And you will find out whatever it's going to be on August 2nd. Yes. There we go. Thanks, Jace.
No problem.
Mr. Joseph Falby, the co-host of the worldwide popular show Minecraft Me, which you can see here on GeekGamer.tv, from the cool confines of the Oregon Bureau of Technology, Gaming Research, and Development. And you can follow Joe on Twitter at Falby, Falbey. Joe, what are your parting words?
I don't know.
No.
I gotta come up with what I'm gonna say at the end though.
That's true. Yeah. So
is that an official government?
I'll go do some looking.
That's a government response.
That's a government. Yeah.
John Kessler in front of the very, very nicely. By the way, did you notice the other difference behind you?
Curtains.
Yeah. Do you like that? I think it makes you look good, man. You're looking good.
Mm-hmm.
That it brings out your hair.
Mm-hmm. Or lack of.
Yeah. John Kessler, Jess Ducky at VW Kenny. Thanks, John.
It's fake.
It's real.
No, the hair's fake.
Yeah, that's fake.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you can also follow me on Twitter if you want at Nunes, Nunes, and please follow the network on Twitter. You'll know when we're going live for shows, for streaming events, for Minecraft, for anything that we do on the network. Please follow that at GeekGamer TV. And also, when you get a chance, head over to our website at geekgamer.tv. There you can follow everything that we do. We post pretty much now almost every day. And if you like what we do and you support what we do, there's many different ways you can plug in and support us. Right there on the main page, you can click on that big Support Us banner right there on the right-hand side. And when you click on that, you can click this banner before you do any shopping at Amazon. If you click that, a part of your shopping experience will go to support us. In addition to, you can also make a one-time donation amount or automatically monthly subscriptions. Anything that you guys donate comes right back into the show, into the technology. I actually used some of those donations to help cool this studio. I'm serious. I put it back into things so we can actually do the show.
Well, if you didn't buy that, we could go to Florida.
Damn, you're right.
Sorry.
Why would I go to Florida to get to the heat when I can escape the heat right here? Just saying. So, we do this show every week, Sundays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern at live.geekgamer.tv, except for next week. Because we're taking that weekend off for the 4th of July holiday. I know it's Thursday on the 4th in the U.S., but we're just turning it into a little bit of a break. But we will be back the following weekend for a Geek Gamer Pinball special. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully, like I said, it's cool where you guys are watching the show or listening. For Mr. John Kessler, Joseph Falby, our special guest, Jace Rossi, my name is Chase Nunes. Until we all talk again, we are all silent. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Joe.